Hey everyone, Jizzup here, and welcome back to yet another brand new type of video. Apparently I like doing these a lot, whether it's gaming videos, you know what I started with, live streams, conlangs, music, whatever, and now this video on top of that pile. But it's not just any kind of video, it's specifically something called a devlog. Now what is a devlog? You probably already know it, but for those 5 people maybe that will watch this video and not know what a devlog is basically where I detail how I and perhaps a couple of friends together made a game. It's a developer log, you know, simple stuff really. But for some context, not too long ago there was something called the GMTK Game Jam. For those of you who don't know what a game jam is, it's basically where you get like a certain time, and then you have to make a game in that time. But the GMTK Game Jam happens once every year, starting I think 2018. And one of my friends, Unknown320, let's just call him Unknown, has joined this game jam a couple of times before, and I decided, screw it, let's make a game together. It'll be fun. So, yeah, we decided to sign up for this GMTK Game Jam. Now, we didn't know what theme we were going to follow. Because every one of these, and for most game jams, but not necessarily all of them, you get a theme you have to build a game around. So you can't just make whatever game you want. But going into this, we didn't know what the theme was. Not until the game jam started. So why don't we show the video which explained what theme it was. Roll the clip, guys! 3, 2, 1, 0. Alright.
GMTK Game Jam 2024 begins right now. Your goal over the next 4 days is to make a game that fits the following theme. Built to scale.
Built to scale.
I want to see games that make size, scale, and dimensions a key part of the game. I want to see games about teeny tiny microscopic things. I want to see games about absolutely enormous, cosmically massive things. I want to see games where big things become small and small things become big. As always, you can interpret this theme however you like.
Yeah, like Superliminal.
Jumping off point.
I know that game.
Get creative, think outside the box, and surprise us. In this
Do you have an idea?
Work with who you want, use
not really yet.
and make use of whatever
Alright.
you can get your hands on.
Cool.
So,
check out the GMTK Game Jam page on itch.io.
something about
rules.
big things
You
or
can also
small
head
things.
to our Discord channel to chat with other jammers,
No,
show
not
off your work,
really.
and get feedback.
Instead of doing that, we're doing this
as
devlog.
much time as before, so please use those extra hours to take lots of breaks and get some sleep. Anyway, I'd better let you get started.
Yeah, we only have 1 extra day. After that, we don't have
See
extra
you when
time.
the results are in.
That's it? Alright. I'm thinking very hard right now, and I don't have the slightest idea. So, how do you make a game? Easy. You use a coding language. I don't know if that's the official term, but let's just go with it. But, the problem is I'm a dumb, stinky idiot, and I don't know how to code. Luckily, I know someone who does. That's right, everybody! My good friend, Unknown320, or whatever I'm gonna call him, comes to the rescue for the first time so far. He knows how to use Game Maker, which is a weird coding language / engine mix. It's kind of complicated, but it's what Undertale and Deltarune, for example, were built in, so it's pretty good. So, now that we know what engine / coding language we're gonna build it in, and we have someone who has some actual coding experience to be in charge of, you know, making the game, we can finally move on to step 2. Actually planning out the game.
Right away, when they get it, and it wouldn't really make sense if you're outside.
So, right after we had found out what what theme we were going to build the game after, we immediately went ahead and began planning out what we were actually going to do with the game, what type of game it would be and whatnot. We landed on a Metroidvania puzzle platformer. Think Hollow Knight combined with literally any puzzle platformer you can think of. And the main mechanic was going to involve you using your trusty shrink ray to solve puzzles. And the main setting, as you can see behind me, or I don't know if they can count it as behind me, in the background, would take place with you exploring a giant robot, crawling from outside of the robot up to its head so you can fix it for whatever reason. But the shrink ray wasn't going to be the only mechanic, of course, that'd be boring. So we landed on stuff like a grappling hook and bombs, also a mirror. You know, we got a couple ideas. There were some of them that didn't actually make it into the final cut of the game, if you can say that, I guess. Like the growth ray and the freeze ray. But I feel like the game, we had plenty of things to, you know, play around with. So, we also decided on a finished version of the division of, you know, labor, with me basically in charge of the audio and visual side of things, making the music and the art assets, while Unknown would focus mainly on, you know, coding the game as well as being the lead guy to do the level design. You know, a mostly 50-50 split. But after we had at least a base understanding of what the game was going to look like planned out, we went on to, you know, actually making the game. Now, as all good games do, we start with a bean. This bean isn't just any bean, however. This is our player character. Or rather, what will become our player character. But right now it can't really do much. So we spent the next half an hour trying to make it move in a 2D space, as well as be able to jump. And while Unknown was doing that, I spent this half an hour trying to make a good sprite for our player character. Meet Hitsu. He's a young engineer trying to, well, fix the robot. That's kind of what the game is about. Why is she doing this? No one knows. Not even me. However, a little after that, we decided to cut it for today and keep going tomorrow. Alright everyone, welcome to day 2. So far we have created a small little test room where you can walk around as our new character. And then we've also more or less made the shrink ray. So you can shrink blocks like that. Of course, this is mostly just like dev textures. Most of these are going to be replaced later. You can jump around and have some fun. There's also a grappling hook we're working on. We aren't done with it. Okay, is it supposed to go through those blocks?
Yeah. It's right now it is, but it isn't going to permanently do that.
Oh, alright, cool. It's just a temporary thing.
Yeah, I know why it does.
But at least it doesn't seem to go off infinitely any longer.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've also made at least one. By we I mean I have made one little music track we're intending on using. So which is, if everything goes well, it's going to be one of the only 3 pieces we're ever going to make for this game. So that was the progress going into day 2. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, you're wrong. We only have 3 days, and one of those is a school day. So yay, that's great. But anyway, we have no time to waste, so let's just get straight to making more game. And we did, for multiple hours. Fortunately, I didn't record most of it. By that I mean all of it. We basically have to skip to the end of day 2, I'm very sorry about that. Alrighty, so, it's been a while. But we have, and they're just gonna be me for now. But we have made this simple demo. So there's basically the tutorial, which is this area. There's still some animation work that needs to be done. I made some music. I don't think you can hear it right now, but there's this tutorial area. Oops. So and I don't think this is not indicative of like the full game, but there's a couple of different rooms. There's also this room here. Yeah. So far we have these robots which can kill you, and they give you this funny sound. There are more rooms in this, but it seems like I don't have access to them right now. But so far we made a simple tutorial and in like the first couple of rooms. Actually, I think I know a way on how to access. So we just go here and then yeah, this is an unfortunate reality of game development. Sometimes things don't work the way you want them to, and then you get silly glitches like this. Fun! Well, this certainly ain't working, but I guess you can see a little bit extra of the tutorial. So things are going along well. We are probably gonna cut a couple of things, because we don't have that much time. But for day 2, things have been doing very well, actually. I mean, most of the game is already done. We're kind of just, now we just gotta, you know, make the different rooms and everything. But so far, otherwise, I think the game is going along pretty well. Anyway, see you on day 3. As you may be able to hear, we have made a lot of progress day 2. We made a couple new mechanics, made sure there weren't nearly as many bugs, and a lot of the art became a lot better. We even made a simple tutorial, even if I wasn't able to show it properly. And yeah, the game was going along well. Now we move into day 3. Hi, and welcome to day 3. We've done a lot of work. And today is going to be a very exciting day, because today we can actually work on the game. We've also settled on a logo and a name, Macro Engineer. It's a little blurred, but I hope you can see it. The name was my idea, and I'm pretty proud of it. I mean, this game is about you, the engineer, dealing with things on a micro and a macro scale. There's still some glitches that you may be able to see, but we'll fix most of those. The shrink rate works almost flawlessly. Also, when you die now, there's a cool effect where you turn into a bunch of stars, so that's fun. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but there's also a minimap, so it's still not done yet. And there's also a new thing. Bombs! Now you can blow stuff up. Fun! And the robots are like weirdly transfixed by the bombs. Why? Good question. I don't know. But what really matters, also, is that next step is making the grappling. This will be the next major mechanic in the game, and it's basically gonna make the game a lot more fun. Anyway, see you later. Alright, so it's been a bit, and we're continuing to work very hard, introducing more mechanics like these lights that will make you make it so that all the robots in the room know that you're there and that you're going. And yeah.
Yeah, if you touch the lights, then you're basically fucked.
Could we see it in action for a short bit?
Yeah.
Basically, if you touch the lights,
you die.
Yeah, you're kind of screwed.
You have to shrink them to get under them.
Yeah, think a little bit outside of the box, you know? You could just barely make it under the fast enough.
That's one of the first ideas we got for this game.
Yeah. Was that intentional?
Kinda. I wanted to test if you can still touch it if it's small, and then I tried to survive like it.
Alright, cool. Because we've, how many rooms have we made?
We just finished this one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 16 rooms.
16 rooms, not including the tutorial.
Out of the 28 planned rooms. That means we're over halfway there, I think.
Yeah, there's only like 12 rooms left.
Yeah.
And that's if we include the extra arm, right? If we don't, it's only like 8.
And there are only 2 new mechanics left.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
And then there's the final gauntlet, that is the head, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah. We're gonna cut it here for now, and see you later.
I really like saying see you later, huh? Anyway, as unfortunate as it may sound, we're kinda coming up on the end of the video. But if you've been sticking around this long, maybe subscribe. I can't promise I'll exactly make more devlogs anytime soon, but you know, there's other stuff, like music. I'm playing something really cool next month. So you just wanna see it. You kinda wanna see that, I'm sure. Anyway, I suppose we'll move on to the end. So, we spent the rest of day 3 finishing up the game, basically. Making the last few levels, including the last 2 mechanics, keys, and mirrors, as well as, like, this whole section that we didn't originally plan. We did end up scrapping the arm, however, mostly to save time. But, you know, sometimes things happen. But the minimap also works. The grappling hook is super fun to play around with. I forget to mention that. We added like a proper ending, and then I guess we're done. And we also made this. Well, I made this cool cover art, I guess you can call it. So that I'm actually really proud of. So with that, we're basically done. I've already made the music and other sound effects. So yeah. Macro Engineer is done within the time frame we were allotted. And now, I guess we can just take a break. So here we are at the end. Now, let's not forget that this game was made for a game jam. Now let's see how we did. That's pretty good. I mean, we were in the top third of games. I think that's pretty good, especially for my first time ever being in a game jam. Yeah, that was a huge success. Oh, and if you want to actually play the game, which I would definitely recommend, because it's pretty fun, there should be a link in the description. And, last but not least, I think I should probably get a little bit real with you. Things might be looking a bit tough. I won't promise that tomorrow will be better. In fact, for a lot of people, it's probably going to get a lot worse. But maybe one day, at the end of the hell that might be awaiting us, and maybe even within the hell, we can find some sense of happiness. I know at least I am going to do everything I can to bring joy to my and the people around me's lives. And I hope you choose to do the same. I think that's all for now. Take care. And JZap out.